All right, I'm in the weekend round of the Ventura Open. I'm on Santa Ventura hole number 1. I'm going to shoot this set so that I'm going to shoot a set for the Santa Ventura course. I've been playing fairly flat this week. I haven't been able to get anything higher than a 28. This tournament really is going to take a 30, minus 30 or better in order to have any shot at a win. Haven't been quite playing up to that level, but it's not because I can't get it's hitting perfect shots. You got to hit perfect shots on these holes. So on hole number 1, there is a lot of people this week. Every time this hole comes into a tournament, people trying to get on. It's not a consistent deal getting on. So I'm just going to lay it up in front. It really boils down to if I lay it up in front and I hit the shot perfect going into the cup, it's going to go in the hole. So that's the deal. You just got to hit it perfect. It all boils down to a perfect shot. It's all of these holes. The shot going into the cup, if you don't hit it perfect and you're making great wind adjustments, it's not going to go in the hole. And normally I'm going to bring a low wind ball here. Got some of these to spare. And I normally play this even from the Pro Tees with a Marlin. So let's play it with a low wind ball. See if we can cut the wind down a little bit. It's not going to help me hit perfect, but it will help me make a better adjustment. So far this week, it's all been about perfect shot. I played my odd account this morning, and actually on the backside, I finally got my act together and actually was able to hit a few perfects. Was able to get a little bit done on the back that I haven't been able to get done all week. And I'm getting a little laggy here, which is not good. I'm getting really laggy. Really laggy. That might actually be in the rough. It's going to be super close. And that is the side that I wanted to come in on. I want to be more to the right. It opens the mouth up on the green, gives a little bit straighter shot. You can engage the green from the green instead of having to hit up on the fairway or on the fringe. That lag issue is not good though. I'm doing a straight up adjustment here. I'm just doing a normal wind adjustment. I'm not doing anything extra, no elevation. And I got a 100% accurate club, and I'm a minimum club, which is 2 per ring. Let's see if my opponent can get up. Not sure if they're trying to get all the way on or if they're just trying to get up there in the front. They're trying to get on. Gonna need a little more power than that. A little more. It's 0.8 of a ring. Where am I at? There's min. There's max. There's mid. We're eking towards min. I'm going to get on the fringe here so that I can be more in my minimum club. It's 0.8 of a ring. I'm going to have to snap it off. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get in the cup. Oh, I hit that. I hit that fairway area back there and didn't hit the fringe. Oh. That is disappointing. finally hitting perfects into the cup, and then set the shot up wrong. It hit on the rough, or not rough, but the fairway right here. That's why I did that flat trajectory going off. Where is the freaking pirate emoji? Where is the pirate emoji? That's one thing since this game came out. Those have been the emojis since the game came out. I think they would have spiced it up just a titch. Evidently not. I'm going to turn some background noise on here. My opponent having similar issues as with me. Into hold. Birdie. That's not the eagle we were looking for. Got to pick something up in these first 3 holes. These first 3 holes have been the ones that have been my Achilles heel all week. I've done okay on hole number 3. In my auto account, I've done pretty well on it. I didn't albie it today, but I albied it in the opening round and in the qualifying round. It's been about 50-50 on hole number 3, but hole number 2 has been like I've been totally off all week. I started the week off and I was just hammering that hole, and now I couldn't hit the side of the barn if I was in the barn. And hole number 1, my problem all week has been I haven't hit it perfect, and now I hit it perfect and I didn't go in. What the heck? What the heck? All right, that was hole number 1 of the Ventura Open. In the weekend round of the Ricky division. I'm going to break these videos up so I can set up a playlist for Santa Ventura. So thanks for watching. All right, I'm on hole number 2 of the Ventura Open. I'm in the weekend round of the Ricky division. This is hole number 2 of Santa Ventura. I'm putting together a playlist for Santa Ventura, so I'm just going to shoot one of the rounds, break the videos up. We'll see how it goes. Hole number 2. I've gotten worse at hole number 2 as the week has gone on. We'll see if I can get even close. Literally, I'm so far off on this hole, it's not even funny. I'm going to take a marlin because the wind, working the wind out, it's not, I have no idea. I normally in tournament and regular play just play this straight up. I don't do any elevation adjustment. Try to 10%, 20%, 5%. I'm going to do a 10% here just because I'm so far off. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to get up here and take a look at it. I'm moving off of the spot that I've been in all week as far as setup just because I'm so far off. Got to make some kind of change or it's going to keep doing the same stuff. 10% would be 4-4. That's 8-8. That's 5-2, 5-3. And I'm just going to do 5-3. And I got to snap it off. Hitting it perfect. Not giving myself enough time on the setup. I did a 20% pull and was that far off to the right. That's where I've been at all week long on this hole. I started the week off. I think I hit probably the first 10 times I was on this hole. I think I hit 4 hole-in-ones. And I don't know that I was any farther than 0.5 off the first 10 times we played this hole. It was before the Easter. They had that 9-hole cup last week. And right before we played the 9-hole cup, we were practicing for the actual tournament. And it's just gotten progressively worse. Which is all right. It's okay. It's not democratic to win every week. And I'm definitely not one of those players that wins every week. So that's not my MO. My whole deal is try and get better as the week goes on. You're working your clubs, working your notes, not somebody else's notes. I know several streamers that's what they do is go around and watch everybody's stuff and then make notes off of everybody else's stuff, and that's what they're hitting instead of coming up with shots of their own. And I like to just work it out for myself. So sometimes I'm on fire on the week and I have it figured out, and sometimes I just, like this week, that 9-hole cup threw me off. It threw me off my regular training schedule for tournaments. Put me behind. I'm actually behind a round. This feels like the opening round as far as like where my notes are at. In the hole, birdie, birdie. Birdie, birdie. I go first. I will forfeit. All right. I'm going to combine the first video with this one because I can see how this front side's going to go. So I'm just going to shoot one video and then we'll see where it goes from there. All right. Hole number 3 of the Ventura Open. Let's go check it out. I just want to get a visual here. I'm doing a max overpower hook shot on this hole. And this hole, I have no idea what's going on. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a max overpower hook shot where 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts of the rough. I'm in between the 3rd and the 4th cut of the rough. And I started off, I was 3 rings off of that transition. And then where I was landing out here was like this. So it put my trajectory, when my trajectory came through, I was on this trajectory, and it was very easy to end up in the rough over here and or hit that sand. So I'm trying to move it to the left. So how would you move it to the left? You'd move it to the left. So I moved it to the left a whole freaking ring, and I ended up in the rough right here. I have no idea how that happened. Either I didn't catch it all, or I'm not sure what the deal is on the last shot that I took on this. But I'm gonna stick with I'm gonna go almost 4 rings out because I'm trying to bring it further out into the fairway, and we'll see if we can get the trajectory right. And maybe it's just that I didn't catch it all in my practice account. So we will try it again. Try again. Take a rose ball. Off we go. Yeah, it's all right. We'll let that one finish. By the time we get done here, that one will be done. Let's see if we can get an Albie here. I don't think I've got, I may have hit one. No, I don't think I've gotten an Albie in this account on this hole. Maybe. I don't think so. I think in my odd account, I hit it in the qualifying round and I hit it both times in the opening round. And it was really, this hole right here was really the difference. I shot a 28 my odd account. And really, you got to be at 30 in order to have any shot at a banner. Any kind of banner. You got to shoot a 30. And even then, there's no guarantees. And this hole right here was disappointing today. So we'll see if we can make up for it right here. It looks like it's going to end up in the rough. And it did. Okay, fully extended. I'm going to be about 3/4 of the clear ring off. 3-7. It's 4-2 is 2 rings. So I'm going to be a little shy of 2. And I got just about all of it. That's more towards the middle. I could go out just a little bit more. A full 4 rings would put me on a really good track. That should put me in my wedge range right there. I'm not sure. That's probably going to be maybe 3/4 wedge, maybe half wedge. See if my opponent can get up. Very nice. Very nice recovery. Nice shot. Ah, oh, excellent. A minimum hornet. I like it. Okay, minimum wedge is doing 10% to the cup. So that's 3/8. That's almost 2 rings. See if we can hit this perfect. Oh, you rat bastard son of a. Oh, I'm going to pause the video when this is over and I'm going to go outside and cuss like a sailor. Oh, I need to buy a watch. My timing's so far off, I need to do something. That just pisses me off. You got nobody to blame but yourself if you don't hit perfect. That's the thing about it is I'm thinking about all the steps you got to get right in order to get a shot in the hole to pick up something like that. You got to be in the right spot. You got to have the right ball. You got to have the right club. You got to make the right wind adjustment. You got to make the right elevation adjustment. You got to do the math. Whether you're doing the math in your head or you're doing the math on a calculator, or you're doing the math in an app, you still got to put that stuff in. And then if you get all that stuff right, you still have to hit it perfect. And if you don't hit it perfect, all the rest of that stuff doesn't matter. My great stuff has been so bad this week that I almost think I need to set my shots up so that the great will go in. And then I'll get on a perfect streak. That's why I don't do that, because you gotta set them up right and you gotta try and hit perfect. That's the thing. None of this stuff's gonna go in if you don't hit perfect. But starting off the first 3 with a -4 instead of a -5 to 7 is not the way to get this shit done. All right, hole number 4. All right, I'm taking a Saturn and a Kingmaker. I'm doing a backspin shot. There's 4 ways to go at this hole. You can do the little bounce over in the front. And let me talk about the bounce over in the front. I did the bounce over front, and this is actually what I'm doing in my low level account because I don't have enough backspin on my Saturn in order to do it. If you take the black line, there's also a line that you can take that's over on this side right here that you can come at it from right here coming over, this line, or you can do the white line's the one bouncing up here and then bringing it up. I'm doing a shot where I'm actually starting on the green, which is a totally different line, and then trying to just backspin it to the cup. This one here and this one here to me are like low percentage waste, especially the one. And I saw that guy the other day. One of my opponents got a hole in one shooting from this side, but these two sides, the left and right hand side, are very inconsistent because you're hitting on a hill right here. So anything, and you're hitting on a hill over here, this hill being steeper. And so these shots are just very inconsistent as far as like the bounce on where you're going to go. The one that's down in here, if you do not use the wind ring method, stay away from this shot because it's very technical as far as like you want to make an absolutely perfect wind adjustment. And the tee box is here and here's the green. But this spot right here is like right here. I mean, you're way down here in the bottom of this bolt. So if you're hitting from the tee down to that spot, you're downhill. If you're hitting from the tee to the green, so when I'm taking my backspin shot, I'm not going to do any elevation adjustment because it's pretty flat. But if I was hitting down into this area, I would do a 20% wind adjustment. I was doing a 20% wind adjustment. You'll have to figure out whether that works for you. But if you're doing this shot down on the bottom and you do not use the wind ring method, don't do the shot down on the bottom. It's super easy to end up in trouble. And let me tell you something about this bunker. There are several bunkers like this in the game that if you end up in them, you'll be lucky if you can get out. You'll be lucky if you can get towards the green. You may have to spin it around and hit it out here in the fairway so that you can then turn around and get back up on the green. And if you get out here with some other person and they're screwing up or they make some mistakes, you could end up with a seriously bad score. So don't mess around with that if you don't use the wind ring method. Now I'm going to bring a Kingmaker lookalike. Where is my Kingmaker lookalikes? Anniversary ball. Open a chest, get some clubs rolling. 25 commons, that's what I'm talking about. I want to keep those commons going so that we can continue to participate in the club card trading. I'm never too worried about, I think there was a cataclysm on one of those chests. I'm never too worried about what I get in the chest because it's just like a piggy bank. You just keep popping coins into it, and sooner or later something good happens. You'll get a club upgraded. It starts off quick when you first start playing the game because it doesn't take much to get them going. And then as you go along, it takes more and more to get it done. Be right there on that corner. It's 1.9 per ring. So 2 rings is 3.8. Getting it perfect. See if I got my angle right. Oh, I just need to go out just a titch more. Just a little teeny bit more on the outside edge of that corner. It's right there. It's right there. It wants to go home. See if I can pick that up on the back. This is, I've hit hole number 2 is the only par 3 in this that I haven't hit a hole in one on this week in the tournament. And I got the hole in one on this hole in my low level account, but I haven't caught it yet in my upper developed in 77 or in my practice account. I hit on the right hand side in one-on-one is the way I come at this hole. But during tournament play, these are just super inconsistent. Anytime you're hitting on the side on a side hill like that, and then trying to take the ball in a different direction, it's so easy to just get an irregular bounce. And it's really bad if you don't hit it perfect and you hit it great to the left or the right. You hit it higher up the hill to the left, and it'll tend to take a huge jump to the left. And if you hit it lower on the hill to the right, it'll take a huge jump to the right. And the variance that you can get as far as where you end up can be really, really big. And on a hole like this, it can not only be really, really big, it can be big bad. And you can end up in serious trouble. And if you're having a week like I'm having, where you're just not, that winning score is minus 30, and are you kidding? You didn't just like turn your device off, right? And walk away? If you're having one of those weeks where you're just not quite picking it up, the thing is you still want a great finish. So just play consistent. All right, hole number 5, Ventura Open. Opening round, weekend round, hole number 5. Hole number 5. Da 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 da. And this hole right here has been causing me issues. I finally figured out part of what I've been doing wrong on this hole. And what I've been doing wrong is I've been playing it like I normally play it, but I had to remember that I normally play this from the Pro Tees. This is a Tour 7 hole, and I play this hole a lot from the Pro Tees. And so how it plays in the Pro Tees is a little bit different because you're a little bit further back. And so I normally with a extra mile, or even with a QB, with an extra mile, I usually put about 2.5 topspin, maybe 3 topspin on it. And it gets me out there somewhere in the 290 range. I'd like to be at 290. And I was doing that here where I was putting on 2.5, 3 topspin, and it was putting me way out there. And it was throwing me off. So I'm actually almost laying it up here. One and just a little. Got quite a bit I can curl it. 2.6. Put some curl on it to try and bring it closer to, now there's max curl, and I don't need max. And I hit a one ring grade on the inside, which is really bad. Okay. Because if you over curl it and then you hit it one ring great to the left, there's a word for that. There's a brown emoji for that. See? Y'all know what I mean. This spot right here will work though. 290 right in that neighborhood. That's where we want to be. And I think might be able to get the ball guide to lead all the way to the cup. It's going to take 4.5 topspin. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay, it's 2.8. Just try and hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. If I'd hit it perfect earlier today on my auto count, I would have had a hole. I would have had it. I was right there. I hit it great to the right, and it missed it. Just barely great to the right. Oh, so close. It looked like it was going to go to the right. That's why I was right there at the very end when I was adjusting. I was trying to push it to the left, but you're in a spot where you move it to the left and it doesn't really move the tail. It looked like it was going to roll off to the right as it went down that hill. Close, but no cigar. That was like a mile away. This next hole, though, is an absolute have to make an eagle or the round is ruined. Especially since I haven't picked up anything up to this point. That'll work. Should have a nice easy chip from there. This is the hole right here that I learned how to do the run out your topspin way back in the day with my 300 or so trophies, playing against a maxed out Masters trophy player when the game first came out. That's how it worked. You could go out there with 105 trophies and play somebody that had 4,800. And to be honest with you, I loved it because you could go out there, and if you were playing against somebody that had better clubs and was a better player, you could watch how they were playing and you could learn stuff from them. It's no different than playing in the real world where you go out to a golf course and they match you up with somebody, and that person happens to be a really good golfer. And it could go the other way too. Maybe you're the really good golfer. Here we go. Let's forfeit. I'm getting this hole a lot for shootouts today. I think that's the problem with hole number 2 as well. During the practice session, I went out there Monday before this tournament, Monday, Tuesday, a little bit on Wednesday, and played. And the only shootout hole that we got, I mean, I think it was over 90% of the time, was hole number 2. And I took that shot so many times, I got bad at it. All right, hole number 6. I need to look at this hole. I'm hitting off the island. I'm trying to be on and one. And it's all about, you got to have a minimum of 3.5 backspin. I'm taking the blue line. I'm taking the blue line. I need an extra mile to get this feat done, and I need a kingmaker. And this tournament, like the last tournament, is sponsored by Kingmaker. None of the rest of those clubs are going to matter. I'm either on the green taking a putt, hopefully a short one, or something bad happened. Tee way back. Here we go. Let's get an eagle. Tee way back goes first. Let's check our opponent out real quick. 147 billion, played in a bunch of tourneys. Played in some. Balls of steel. My opponent's about 7/8 of a ring off of the transitional surface. So if they hit anything great to the right, they're in the rough. Luckily, they hit it perfect. And I was down in the same area yesterday, and I was a little further than that. That's where I was out earlier today. I'm going to tell you, those putts down there suck. Maybe 2 rings off the transitional surface. Three, 7. Do a 2 ring pull, or a little less than 2 rings. Put some curl on it. Hitting it perfect. See if that backspin will clip that rough. Nope. And I'm going to be right down there where my opponent's at. Not quite as bad. I'm trying to clip the rough and then just bleed out on the green. And as soon as you touch, if you can get past the fringe, as soon as you touch the green, it'll start rolling downhill and it'll roll right to the cup. This is the second par 4 that I got a hole-in-one on. Nice shot. Crowd goes wild. Crowd goes wild. Isn't it perfect? In the hole, barely. Good game. Hopefully everybody's having a good tournament. Having some fun since we're all stuck at home because of COVID. Don't worry, we'll be stuck at home for a long time. Some states are having people go back to work and do the stuff, but there's still some states that are just now starting to close stuff down. It's not like our numbers are only going up. They were going up 20% a day, and now they're still going up. We've never flattened out here in the U.S. In the last 30 days, we went from 4,800 to 700 and some odd thousand. The problem is that nobody knows anybody who's sick, so everybody's like, "What's the big deal?" And some of the direction we're getting is not super productive. All right, this is hole number 7. I'm doing a 20% wind adjustment. I'm taking the black line. Hey, let's go back and look at this. I don't know who put the white line on here, but that is not a line. It's black line. There's only one way to go at this hole. You can do a rough bump here, so really the white line should be the rough bump. But this line trying to get around there, I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about, because you're never going to make it up this hill to get back up to the cup, and you're going to end up at the bottom, and you can't make the putt from the bottom. So it's not an option. Black line, and either do the bounce on the island or the rough bump. For me, the key on this, let me punch in some numbers in my calculator here, times whatever the wind is. I'm taking a grizzly. And I'm taking a navigator, which is a power 1, 2 wind ball. The key here is 4 backspin. It's 4 backspin and about 1 left-hand side spin. And my second bounce needs to be on the fringe. So 4 backspin and 1 left-hand side spin. Okay, times 4 equals 4.8 rings. I didn't really need my calculator for that. Getting it perfect. Let's see if we can get it in the cup. Get in the hole. I have been that close on this hole. I've hit the hole in one on this hole once this week, and I've been that close probably 10 times on that side and the other side. And I've been right on the lip at least twice, where a stiff breeze would have blown it in, or somebody with really big feet. Dang it. These last 2 holes, hole number 8, there is an opportunity, but I will, when we get to this next hole, I had a little bit, I've been shooting the rough bump all week. And a long time ago, when that hole first came out, my opponent's like on the same track as me, like right there, like. There isn't a proper emoji for what me and my opponent are both feeling right here. need the pirate emoji. Arr! Grit in the teeth. Arr! So on hole number 8, the shot coming in, there's a rough bump there, and when the hole first came out, that rough bump is really not a bad way to go at it if you're trying to get the eagle on there. But occasionally, you catch that rough fat, and it would stick in the rough, and it's like, and you could take this. It's the same exact thing you did the last time, and you were fine. And then all of a sudden, for some mystical reason, you went over some magical piece of sand, and that sand threw your ball, laid your ball down. I have no idea. And I had that happen to me on the front 9 in my practice account for the first time this week. I was actually kind of feeling, I talked to a teammate of mine, Kyle, earlier in the week, and he was like, I'm not doing that rough bump anymore. And I was like, yeah, normally on hole number 8 on the second shot, I don't do that rough bump. But I dislike the shot off the island almost as bad as the rough bump, because if you get it even a little bit wrong, you'll clip the rough and stick in the rough. And I goes, I haven't any problems with the rough bump. And then I had a problem. And so I'm not doing that rough bump. I'm going to take a backspin club and I'm going to stick it. I'm going to try and stick it right to the cup. I'm going to try and do a dunk is what I'm going to try and do. So to get that done, if I got a low chance of getting in there, let's have some fun. I am. It's been one of those weeks. It's just let's go have some fun. Jeez, come on. Quarterback and a Grim Reaper. Those should be the only 2 things I need, other than a Kingmaker, which I will have to buy some Kingmakers. Dag nabbit. QB, Grim Reaper. QB shot is no more than 1 and a sliver of topspin and about 3 or so right-hand side spin. I haven't really been paying attention to it. I've just been kind of dialing it up. But I know on the side spin, I haven't really been paying attention. But on the top spin, let me tell you, if you put on any more than 1 1/4, 1 1/2, if you're doing this quarterback shot, you're going to end up in the rough up there. And to be honest with you, 1 is enough. Two. I'm going to do a little bit of an overpull, so I'm going to do about 2-3, 2-4. Hitting a 1 ring great to the right, which shouldn't have any effect on this because I brought a 100% accurate club. If you start hitting 2 rings great to the left or the right, then you're in big trouble. Let's check my opponent out. 0 shots, 200. Played in a few tournaments. No, they're not in a clan, so let's invite them. Anybody out there that's in a clan, here's the thing on clans. If you're in a clan and you're having lots of fun, stay where you're at. If your clan's really active and you're having a lot of fun and you're making friends, stay where you're at. That's the whole thing about the clans, is that it's all about the camaraderie, and it's about being with a group of people that want to have fun and want to help each other out and get better. My whole goal is to try and help my teammates as much as I can, and they are so active in the chat. Oh, damn it. Not quite enough distance. And that blows. So I'm going to have to do this. 3-8. 3-6. Getting it perfect. Let's see if I get caught up in the rough. And it's taking that irregular bounce right there. If you're having fun in a clan, stay where you're at. If you're not having fun, or if you're in a clan that's not, participating and you're not getting help, You can join the Kings of Golf 3 and the Kings of Golf 2. They're open clans. If you're in a clan, you're all having fun, and everybody's looking for more info on it, and you play Ricky, you can lead them my way. I'd appreciate it. But the main thing is to have fun with your clanmates. And my clanmates they're all over it. A lot of really good players. Oh, they hit the tree. That's bad. That's bad. I have so many teammates that are better players than me. It's not even funny. And I like it. Some people might have issues with it, but for myself, when the clans first came out, just trying to get people to come into the clans, trying to get people that wanted to play in tournaments. That's our whole clans thing is we don't care about grinding. We don't care about any of that stuff. We just ask that everybody plays in the tournaments. I mean, there's enough grind just practicing for tournaments and prepping and doing the thing. There are a lot of really good players in our clan. Really good. And I like it. That is how you get par on that hole. And that's the thing about hole number 8 is you can go there with the best of intentions and everything's working your way, and all of a sudden you walk away with a par. And that is a round ruiner right there. All right, we're on hole number 9. What are we on track for? I think I'm on track for just a 13. So let's go check out the hole. This is not a hole that lends itself to picking up a shot. Okay, I'm doing a max overpower hook shot. Okay, there's 3 ways to kind of come at this hole. My traditional way in one-on-one is to take the blue line. I come in here and I'm 3 rings off of this transitional surface. There's a rough area right there. I want to be as far forward in my club as I possibly can. Do not worry about, because you're coming from over here through these trees, so as soon as you get up against that, your ball guide's going to disappear. Doesn't matter. Don't even worry about your ball guide. Max top spin, max left-hand side spin, no overpower. Put it up against 3 rings off that transitional surface, max curl, and it'll curl the ball right up and leave it right out in this area right here. Now, if you've got a bigger club that you're doing this with, normally I take the shot with a rock or a QB, and they don't really have enough topspin to get me into the rough. And I usually just end up out here, and then it's any driver can get up in there if you've got upper developed stuff. If you have lower developed stuff, this is probably best served with, and a big dog doesn't give you a good ball guide, but you don't really care. It's not impossible to get an Albie from over here, but the trajectory on how you're trying to get to the green, just get up on the green, get your eagle, and move on down the road. In tournament play, normally I play a shot where I come over the trees and hit out here, and I'm trying to bridge this gap right here and end up in this area so I can take a long iron and come home. And you need a long iron with backspin if you're going to, and the best way to try and get the Albie here is with a dunk if you're taking this shot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and end up in the same area, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off over here about a ring and maybe a quarter off and do a max overpower hook shot and try and get up into that same area. I've only taken the shot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and it's worked out 3 out of 6. It's worked out twice where I was up here. It's worked out twice where I was down here, and twice I've been in the rough. If you've got a Nirvana, it doesn't matter if you're in the rough. As long as you don't fail early. If you epic fail late, you're fine. And I'm going to take, I saw a ball here earlier. Is it the season 18 ball? I'm going to take that ball right there because I am trying to cut the wind down. I'm not using the wind on either shot, and I only need 1 side spin. It's maximum top spin with 2 left-hand side spin. All right, here we go. And the problem earlier today in my auto count was not that I wasn't, it was actually over curling. So I need to go out just a little bit more. Let me set my ball up. All right. Yeah, that area right there. Three, 6. Somewhere in that neighborhood. And I got just about all of it, I think. That looks good. Caught it fat. So this will be a limp onto the green because I've got that Grim Reaper. I'm in between clubs right here. So I'll be right in between clubs up there towards the green. So I won't be able to engage it with my Guardian. And my Guardian doesn't have, even though it's 100% backspin, you're coming in there from such distance that it doesn't have enough backspin to stop it on the green. So I'll have to limp it on with my Grim Reaper. And I'm not going to get greedy here. I got a little greedy earlier today and I got lucky and I didn't clip the trees, but that is bad. You can see where those trees are. I don't have a lot of room to curl up with those trees. So I'm just going to limp up onto the green. It's 1.8 per ring, so somewhere in that neighborhood. Hitting it perfect. If you don't end up where you want to end up out there and you don't have the shot that you're looking for, that you brought clubs for, and you press the issue, that's how you end up in trouble. So the whole deal about trying to set these shots up is that we want to, that's why we practice. We're going out there, we want to know what club, what ball, what secondary club we need. Where does it put us in distance? Are we in mid club, max club? Where does it put us? And then we get out there and something goes wrong like this and you're not in the spot. And then you try and get greedy and you try and recover. Sometimes you can recover and there's zero risk. And sometimes there's huge risk because you're not in the right spot. I think I would have been a little more serious on that and went, even though it's very, very hard to get this hole from distance. I would have tried to put myself in a little bit better spot. Because that tree might be right in their way. They're just a little on the inside of it. I would definitely go for the dunk. Hey, you have nothing to lose here. In this situation, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose by going for the dunk. And look at, like, you're trying to get that to work. Just go for the dunk. There you go. Go for the dunk, buddy. Come on, man. I don't like your setup, but hey, that's the way to go. I mean, you're already in a hole. You're not going to get anything worse than birdie. And I missed one the other day that was closer than that for Albie. The first time I took that shot, I came in here and my buddy's like, "Oh yeah," and I took the shot and I was like, "Wow, that works." I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video of what I did the very first time I shot it and see what the thing is. All right, that was the front nine, and this is exactly how my week's been going. It's not. I haven't been shooting bad. I haven't been shooting bad by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, I've been in the 27. I think I came in with a 27 tiebreaker in this account, or a 27 opening round. Um, I shot a 27 in my auto account. I shot a 28 in the weekend round in my auto account. I haven't been playing bad, but there's a difference between being better than the minimum score and having a round that can win. And I'm right there in between, and I'm haven't been able to pick up the slack. So we'll see how it goes on the back nine. I'm going to have to fire off a monster back nine in order to have any shot. So we'll see how it goes. So I'll see you on the back nine. Thanks for watching.